No time for anything. In this technological world, especially after 2006, if I am correct, after the Apple revolution, the time runs differently. There is no time for anything. We interact with our phones. My active internet lifestyle is equivalent to involvement in strong friendships with others when I like and wish their life achievements and progress. I don't have to speak to anyone. As long as I hit the like button on Facebook every time anyone posts anything, they consider me a good friend. I try to search for God and peace on Google in my leisure time. I used to stand for hours and hours trying to grow the grass on my lawn after office hours, pouring hundreds of dollars into patches where my beautiful dog came and destroyed that all along. Growing something takes work. Gardening is an art. I worked on it for a couple of years and then started buying flowers from shops for spiritual practices instead of learning how to grow them properly. Identifying the proper goal is the first thing, and utilizing the time given to us is the next most important thing. Earlier, my goal was to make a beautiful garden to sit in meditation. I tried making the garden, but only meditated for a single day. I decided first to finish this and sit down quietly and beautifully. Sometimes we really lose the real purpose of life. The meditation was the goal, not the garden. In a corner, I had created a big pool of water and threw some lotus seeds. Every year, without any effort, with God's grace, the lotus comes out of them beautifully. When things have to happen, it truly does. We say we don't have time for many things that we need to invest in. The prioritization skills that we learn from real life has a deep mistake in it. I had ignored my spiritual practices for so long after coming to the US, which I was consistently doing when I was in India. When it creeps in, ignorance drags us as a crocodile inside the waters, keeping us there with all the pleasures surrounding us. The magic of this world brings new opportunities, which really have nothing to do with our inner peace or spiritual progress except our safety and propensity. Once in a while, we have to pause, stay, rethink, and reprioritize to see whether we are on the right track, especially on the path of spirituality and liberation. Time carries away everything. A decade flies away without achievements, and life gets wasted removing weeds from the garden. But truly, don't we have to work on the garden within us where the Lord resides? There is one fable that Sri Ramakrishna used to tell his disciples that one day both Sri Krishna and Sri Narada were traveling in a forest discussing a few things. Suddenly Narada asked the question, what is Maya or illusion? Krishna told him he would answer when the time came, and Krishna started to have hiccups. He wanted water. Narada asked Krishna to sit on the rock, and he will quickly go and fetch some water. Narada ran in one direction and saw a river pass by. He found a coconut shield, cleaned it, took some water, and hastened back to Krishna. When dark clouds started pouring down, the river started flooding so fast that he was taken away in the river. He tried to save himself, but became unconscious. When he woke up, he was lying in the riverbed. The morning birds woke him, and he saw a beautiful damsel came to take water in her pots from the river. He was so mesmerized to see this beautiful girl. He has never seen such a beauty in his lifetime. He inquired who she was. The girl lived in a nearby hermit and was a daughter of a rishi. Narada went to him and told him that he wanted to marry his daughter. The rishi saw the inner glow in Narada and gave her daughter for marriage. They started their life peacefully and had 6 sons and 6 daughters. Time flew by. The kids grew older, and all of them got older and married, and their family grew, with Narada becoming a granddad with hundreds of grandchildren. During one of those get-togethers, Narada was joyfully playing on the banks of the river with his grandchildren. The dark clouds brought a big downpour, and the river was flooded. His grandchildren, children, family, wife, and houses were washed away, and he could not save even one. He got unconscious. When he woke up, he was lying on the riverbed, with the coconut shell filled with water next to him. He then reminded of Krishna, who was waiting for water. He ran and saw Krishna sitting there with his hiccups. He drank the water and said, "Let me explain to you, my Maya." Narada prostrated before him. "Lord, I already understood. Let us think for a moment about our priorities during our leisure. Pause and think whether did it change over the course of these 5 years. If it is not our passion and we are inconsistent, let's work on the inner garden. Think of this story above. Do you think for all of us, isn't our Lord not waiting? Close your eyes and meditate.